here to just go through market update of the crypto. I'm sorry for last few days I couldn't supply a market update, but as I was promised, I just tried to do my best to just ensure that keep you guys updated. And yeah, that's where we are at the moment. So first of all, we're going to start from BTC, obviously, and BTC Movement. It was quite expected what has happened. To be honest, I was expecting that see much more bullish movement in last few days. It consolidated a bit. If you can see it here, you can see that, let me just make it bigger so you can see it better. What you can see is after the breakout, we had one retest, another a little bit up, and another retest, okay? On the top of this, actually bull flag. I'm just waiting to see how it's behave. Be honest, the market, because of the huge funding rate, which is very positive at the moment, it's going up. It is a little bit frightening because normally when the market rate, funding rate goes up, it means everybody going long, and even though the TA telling us that it's bullish, there is always a chance of going down. Right now, the price is 60,800. I'm very, very positive that within the next 2 weeks, we're going to see this range. We're going to see around 70 something, 74 to 78, which I highlighted here. I expect a little bit of movement down and then again going up. The movement down, I expect it to be somewhere close to this high, which is the new all-time high we have, around 67. At the moment, if we focus a little bit more on, sorry, let me just remove this. Let's we focus on area of the support. You can clearly see we are right on the support here. And this is the support line. You can see it. So you can see it here. Few areas. How many touch we had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 when we broke down. 7, 8, 9, and here we go. Almost 10 times touching to the region of the something between 61 and 60, which is the very good support for the BTC at the moment. And even though the only time which is fail and couldn't keep the price, goes down and just came back very quickly. So it didn't last for long under the 60, and probably it stayed for something like 12 hours or something like this. So I'm not really expecting to just see something like that. And even though if we don't consider that bull flag at all, and let's remove all of this. So we just, even if we don't consider any of this, you're going to see clearly here, previous top to the new top, made something like a triangle. And from the bottom part, again, lower low, and pretty much you can see how it made the higher lows, lower low, higher low, higher low, and we are here. And we expect, even if it goes up and can't break out of this triangle, the next one would be another higher up. So if I forgot about what I put there, which was not pretty much accurate, so it's what I expect most likely, maybe a shadow down and then getting back up very quickly, one pullback to the top of this, going back underneath of that, coming back to this, getting out of it, one retest, another one going up, breaking the all-time high very quickly, retest and going up towards 74 to 78. That's what I expect, something like this as a movement for the BTC. And I'm pretty confident that in next 2 weeks we're going to have a very good bullish movement. But don't forget that this week, this shadow, which I'm expecting it to happen, might goes up to somewhere close to again 58, 59, or maybe 59.5. There is only a possibility. It's not something that the TA support, but it is something which the market telling us. Especially, don't forget that tomorrow it's the weekend start, and when the weekend starts, normally the volume goes down. When the volume goes down, it means with a smaller amount of sell or buy, we're going to see much bigger candles. So I expect a little bit of volatility in the next probably 2 days. Uh, Even though maybe I'm just guessing that volatility going a little bit down, but the volatility might be going up as well. So without even seeing this week, we see very big candle going up. We are right on a support, probably in next 3 hours, which this candle going to be closed. We're going to really see what's going to happen. If this is closed as a very big green, then we can be more bullish. But if this turns out to be red, I'm more bearish, probably just expecting a bigger week towards the lower areas. This is how I see a BTC, to be honest. But don't be, if you have any position on the BTC, first of all, just ensure don't put a stop loss very close because of the volatility we expect. Because if you put a close SL, it is definitely going to be hit. And if it's hit, you're going to lose money. So don't put a close SL if you have a BTC position. I have some BTC, probably 35% of my wallet at the moment is BTC, and I don't put any stop loss on it. I know it's not very logical. Most of the traders and most of the professionals telling you always need a stop loss, but now I'm super bullish on the market, so I'm not going to put a stop loss and risk it to get hit. So in case if it's going to go a little bit lower, I'm going to put some orders. I'm going to put some orders close to 60, 59, 58, or not exactly round number, just probably a number close to it. I don't know, $62.20 or something like that. But at the end of the day, don't forget that every dip is the opportunity to buy. So that's how I see the BTC. Let's go to the BTC.d dominance. Look how good my prediction works. So as soon as it's dropped from this, I told you guys it's gonna go down and it's keep going down, and it worked very well so far. So I even expect maybe we see a little bit of consolidation, but still we're going down. That's a very, very positive sign for the alts because they can fly much better. Let's go to a few alts. I promised the guys to check CELR, Mana, Sand, Iotex, SRM, C98, Mir, Poles, and Phil. And I'm going to do one by one. We're going to do it pretty quick and we're going to go through them. CELR, it's one of the ones which you can see it showed a very good positive candle above that. Again, if we want to use the Bollinger Band, don't forget that. We see get out of the band, red candle. You could have shorted from here and just probably take profit somewhere close to here. You can see you could enter something like 15. You could close somewhere close to 11. It would have give you with a even leverage one, it would have give you something like 25% profit. With the leverage 5, you could get 120% profit on seller short. And again here, if you would have wanted to go long, you can see this week, get out of it, then get inside, then from there to the small area, but it's still a good profit if you do it in the futures. Again, get out of it, come down, and now we're seeing it's going up. So that was just a reminder about how we use Bollinger Band in terms of doing positions. And let's just take a look at it in a longer time frame. You can see lost few good supports, which is not a really good sign. I was expecting this support can keep seller, but which is around 13, but it didn't, and the price come down to hit somewhere close to 10. Still, it's another support there, which, as you can see, it was here, but it wasn't a good sign, to be honest. Definitely not a good sign. It's showing a lower low, lower high. So this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. The high from the look. If we just see, this is the first high. The second high was obviously the low was here. Again, another high was a little bit lower, a little bit lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and lower low. So seeing this means we are going down, okay? This is a downward movement. And if we are going to see some sort of good movement up, we really expect something to just change this movement. Remove those ones. And how are we going to change those movements? This is the trend line, okay? And we are right here. If it can make a higher high, I mean, if it can break this resistance and just a stable here, that's probably the first sign of calling it starting bullish. If you take a look at here, you can see probably it works like this. And if it wants to just break out, it definitely need to get back above 15. Is that going to happen or not? Look, the formation still is not bearish, because you can see it started from here, go up, and then started down trip. If it really loses this support, the lowest support is somewhere close to here. But if it really get to that point, I'm not going to go close to it. So I will wait to just get back. So far, if this support keep it here, then there is a good chance that we can see breakout and going up to the target of 24. But at the moment, it is right at the bottom. If you want to buy, you can enter right now when the price is 1185, and you have to put some sort of stop loss somewhere close to 0.1, which is not too bad really. Still, it can provide some good profit if it continue going up, which I'm pretty much sure it's going to go up to here, at least up to here. It might just come back from there, but it is easy to just get to those parts. So, and the market cap is not too much. Let's go to the mana. So yeah, I think the last time we discussed about mana, sand, ENG, and all those metaverse tokens, and we discussed if it's break out of this to the top, it's going to go up. It didn't break from the top. On the other hand, it goes down. So this TA didn't happen. So let's remove all of that. And you can see how good it somehow stabled above this Fibonacci, which is 2.48. So 2.48 was the Fibonacci level. So if I want to take a look at it like this, the bottom line is here, right to stop at the bottom line, and this is probably the line. So if it can break out with a little bit of movement, which I think it's going to happen. So if this trend, if this support around 2.4 keep it, then we're going to see something like this, probably go up, break out, coming down, go up, break out, coming down, and going there, which is the next target is around $5, which you can see here last time actually rejected right underneath of it around 4.9, but the real Fibonacci level is around $5. So I think the shadow going to be filled at least. I mean, at least we're going to see this bit is going to be filled with a good green candle. Metaverse and everything related to that is so trendy these days. I know it pumped so hard on all of them, but don't forget that the coins which they are actually built over the metaverse, they have a great future. And if you don't want to think about the short-term movement, I think right now you have a good opportunity to enter into something like Mana. You can just buy it right now around 2.48 and at least expect to doubling up your money when it hits around $5. So yeah, I would say just enter in. If you have a spare money, just enter in, put a close stop loss, maybe close to 2.1, and just let it grow because they are going to have a good future. So in a longer term, even some people's just predicted the price over $10 for Mana. Next one, which we're going to talk about, is actually Sand. Sand was pretty much similar to Mana, but this is, don't forget, this is daily. And in a daily one, let's change it to the 4 hour. So in the 4 hour candle, you can see we clearly we had one wave up, which was, if we want to call it wave one, then we had two, then we had wave three. Now we are in wave four. Okay. If we want to count it like this, then we have to consider wave. If my wave counting is right, then we have to consider that those waves shouldn't have any interface. So where we see it like this should be a very good support, and it probably stays here. If it doesn't stays here and fall from there, the next support is here. So if I want to enter Sand, probably I'll put orders in two areas. One area I'll put around 2.5, another I'll put another one around 2.14 or 2.15. So these two areas, they are the areas which I'm going to enter. And if I'm going to use any Fibonacci line to just calculate where it can go, let's just go to the Fibonacci, because right now I didn't actually remove this one. So if we go and use this, sorry, if we use this, I mean the last top to here, it can tell you probably a good idea about where will be the next one, which is somewhere close to 4.17. Sorry, yeah, 4.17. And that's where we expect to see probably the next target, which is still not too bad. If you enter 2.5 and you exit around 4.1, 4.2, still it can give you a very good profit. If I remove all the drawings and make it something like this, you clearly can see there is a support line here. There is another line here. If it can break out, it's just give it a good opportunity to continue moving up. And plus, if you want to use this trend line from there to there, you can see it's pretty much accurate, at least in the 4 hours. And don't forget that it in the shorter time frame probably give you a better accurate number. And Sand pumped so hard in last 2 days. So I'm pretty bullish on Sand. I think it's going to have a very good future. The long-term target might be around $10 too, and right now it's 2.5, which is still cheap, close to the support. So I would say you can enter, and if it didn't work, probably the lowest one is around $2. Still, you can add another step to it when it gets close to the $2. Next one we want to check is Iotex. Iotex done fantastic. I was talking about Iotex probably 2 months ago, and I told everyone. And the funny thing is, this was what I drew, And you can see my target here at the end of the flash was 17. And this week even goes higher up to 18. So if we do this, you're going to see why I choose those flags and why I go that high. This part here, if I take a flash, how much it goes up. And if I take this out and put it here, yeah, bingo, exactly the same amount. So that's how it works. So that's how you can set some targets for yourself. The previous impulse and the next impulse. So that was something which I was expected. And you can see that right now. So what's going to be next for Iotex? Is that going to be still bullish? Is that going to fall down? Look, it lost 1 and 2 supports. The next support is around 10, but is that going to go that down? I don't know. I really can't say that, but most likely the answer is yes. The answer is yes. If it doesn't stop here, it's probably get a little bit lower towards the 10 cents, and even if it doesn't hit 10 cents, doesn't matter. But I think we're going to see a little bit lower one, maybe a little bit of consolidation here until we can see another move up. So this is how I see Iotex, and this is one of the good ones. And as I said, I told you guys a few months back that this is going to bring some sort of good profit. And it did actually. You can see how quick from 0.7 gone to 18, probably 2.5 times more, 250% profit in the spot only. That's a great money. The next one we want to check is actually SRM. SRM is one of those projects. What I've done, I don't know. I really don't know what I've done. Okay, so let's open it up again. Trading view, chart. So let's go SRM USDT. All right. This is another coin which I'm really excited to see how it's going to move because of its previous movements. It showed that it's got a huge potential. You can see it here. Right now, if I show you the previous all-time high, and if we drag it up to here, you can see how interesting it consolidated here. So let me remove this one for God's sake, and let's see what we can see here. Okay. So what do we see here is actually one breakout from this trend line. It was always moved under this trend line. It shows only one time actually moved above it, and the rest of it was just consolidation. When it get to this level, you can see it's just hit that resistance and couldn't hit it and just get back inside. So what I see for the future of it is probably more look like this, getting out of this, getting this, above this, then hit the previous all-time high, probably going up and go up. The target I have for it is around, let me just calculate it with you guys so you can see how we calculate the target. So actually, this is what has happened from here to there. And I can use the same one to see where exactly my target going to be. So the next target is around $18. So this is where I think it's going to go. And look, I'm pretty bullish on it, to be honest. SRM is one of the coins which I think it's going to be consolidated a little bit. And we're going to see another massive move up soon from it. Don't forget that it obviously depends on the BTC and the market too, but at the moment I'm bullish on SRM. So we checked SRM. Now we're going to go see 98, one of the coins which I liked. So It is going up on the trend line. That's a good thing. It's breakout, but we haven't seen a impulse yet. Don't forget that C99 going up crazy at the beginning. So specifically starting from somewhere close to 1.15 and gone close to $6.50. That was a crazy move from C98. So let's remove this one. I'm at the moment more interested in this trend line. This trend line here, it's just playing a very important role to it. So it is daily. Let's just turn it to 4 hours. So, and make it a bit smaller. You can see slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times hit. And the major resistance for it now is 4.5. So what am I expecting is if it can actually break out of this 4.5, we see a very massive wave up. So something like this, at least it's going to happen, something like this. And as soon as it goes above 4.5 and is stable above it, then come back and just do this sort of, pullback or retest. We're going to see a very good rally up on this C98. So if you are keeping your eyes on it, I think you better either just buy somewhere close to this Fibonacci above 3.9, which is the Fibonacci 0.5. Either buy it here with a closer stop loss a little bit under it, or just wait for break 4.5, because stabling above 4.5, it's a key point for it, and then it can just start a real rally up. And obviously everything is depends to the market and where the market direction is going to be. But when the market is bullish, I don't have any concern about the movement of the altcoins. It might take a little bit more time. It might just be consolidated a little bit more, but sooner or later we're going to see that breakout happening. The next coin is Mir. Actually, Mir was one of the coin I introduced to you guys when we saw this breakout, and it gone and hit my target very well, 4.11. If I had the document, I think if you take a look at the a few videos back when the price was close to here, I told you guys that we're going to see the breakout, and I mentioned the target, and it exactly hit the target. Can you see this week? And it just hit the target so close. So is that going to end up here? I don't think so. Me got a huge potential. Look at it. It was coming down from the all-time high of 12 and now built up a very strong support around 3.3. So this area became a very strong support for it, and now it's gone to break out. Okay, even though it done something like a retest. So if I don't consider this and remove that, so you're going to see here the previous tops 1, 2, 3 times hit. Okay, now became a support here for it. So it's breakout, come back to the support. So hopefully if this support can keep it, especially we had this trend line, so we're going to call it a very strong support here. So I personally don't think it's going to break this support. So I think this support is going to take it, and the price going to be consolidated a bit and then moving up. So what I expect is a little bit of here like this, pull back, and then one big movement up, another pullback, and the target of 5.15, which is one of the close targets. Obviously, we're not talking about a very long-term hodling, but I think in a few weeks' time, easy can see something like 5.1 or at least $5. So just be mindful of this. Obviously, if it loses this support and get down or lower than this 3.2 or something like that, it is going to be super bearish. So be mindful of that. If it's fall from this support here, it's going to turn bearish, but I don't think it's going to happen. Let's wait and see how good is my prediction. So the next one is actually polls. One of you asked me to take a look at it. Another one, polls looks, I haven't checked it. First time I'm checking it, to be honest. So no, we don't want to see 1 hour. Let's take a look at the 4 hours. So obviously it's just built up some sort of big resistance area here. Sorry. You can see the big resistance over there. And apart from that, there is this trend line which built up from here like this, which is keeping it up. Don't forget that if it really can get back to here and over that, it's going to be a massive cup and handle, which I think sooner or later is going to happen. So if it works like this, something like this happen and goes above that, then pull back here, then we're going to see something like this going to happen. Very, very massive movement up. It's going to go up and it's going to take the price to somewhere like $7. So at the moment it's around $3. So the most important things for it is at this stage to break out of this previous all-time high resistance. Is that going to happen? Look, it's not in a buying zone, to be honest. If I want to buy it, I probably ensure to buy it over this trend line. If it's consolidated a little bit more and just go ahead and just hit somewhere close to this, I might buy it in the same price, but not right now, okay? Right now, I'm more waiting for it to just probably do some movement like this, maybe up a little bit, sorry, maybe up, then down, then another up, then getting close to that, then down, up, down, go up, and bang. Just we see a very huge movement up. This is how I see polls. I don't know anything about the fundamental of the coin, to be honest. I'm pretty new. The name is pretty new, and you can see it's even in the Binance, it's pretty new. But obviously, if it can actually break out of the previous all-time high, which is close to $4 something, it has a very, very good chance to rally up and just move the price much higher than where it is at the moment. So keep your eyes on it. Either you buy on top of this trend with a close stop loss, or just wait for it to break the previous all-time high, and then you can just enter. The last coin we're going to check today, it's actually Feel. Feel was one of the one which I actually introduced you guys to it when it was something like, I think, $28, and I said just sorry, not 28, $58, and I asked you just guys just buy it and hodl. You can see it in a longer time frame. It is in a massive, massive triangle. Okay, it is consolidated here. Once, twice, go up, comment down, again go up, comment down. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hit over this trend line at the bottom, which tells us it is a very strong support. It never breaks it down, which I don't think it's not going to happen either. So it is consolidating. And if you take a look at this previous TI, which I put the long term target for it around 400 something, it is coming back from the time which it can actually break out of this big triangle. It couldn't do it yet, so let's just get closer to the details and see what is going to happen in the short term. Look, uh, it's showed a very good candle just recently. You can see it's just going up, coming down. It showed a little bit green candle. Is that going to continue like this? Maybe, maybe not, but don't forget that in a shorter time frame, this is something like a resistance. If it can break this, then it's going to hit this. But if it doesn't, maybe we can see another move down. So if you are into fill for a long time, just be safe. Don't need to be stressed. Worst case scenario, you want to put a stop loss, put it somewhere less than 45 or something like that. You can be pretty sure that it's not going to be hit and you're going to be safe. And if it's hit, it is really getting bearish. So you better get out of it. But if you are in it at the moment, you can see these sort of areas like this as a resistance for now. But if it goes over it, I'm pretty sure it can get another hit onto this trend line. The probably closest short-term target is around 85, and the next target is around 110. All right, guys, I really do appreciate your time. Thank you for being with me. I know it took a little bit longer. It's almost 85 minutes, and here it's 4:20 in the morning, and I'm a bit sleepy, so I do apologize if I was sleepy. I was super busy with, closing the deal for the Lustcoins to get listed in one of the six exchanges. The good news is we finally come to the agreement with one of the good ones, very big one, top 25 exchanges in the world with a daily turnover over 1.5 billion, which can bring a lot of attention to the lost coin. So that was a very great outcome. I can't tell you the name as part of the contracts. We can't announce it until actually they announce it on their website and their social media. But yeah, if you have a bit of a spare cash, don't mind it to spend it somewhere which you don't need it for probably a year or something like that. You can invest it on the launch coin now. I think it's going to give you guys a good, return in a close future, or very good return in a longer future. I have to appreciate Lostcoin to just be our sponsor, to have this video prepared for you guys. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also you can use my TAs in the TA group. What am I going to do? I'm going to test a little bit of my ability. I've done it before, but I'm going to do it again. Probably it can be a very fun time as soon as I can see the market is in the right place. We're going to do a few live position opening. So we're going to get into the market, take a look at it, open the position together, keep the position live open, and come back in 2 hours, 3 hours, and see how good was the TA we've done in a shorter time frame, if we made a good money or not. And yeah, obviously we can get more confident about our TAs when we do this sort of live trading, and it will be exciting for myself and it will be exciting for you guys. We will see how it goes. All right, thank you everyone, appreciate the time you put. Have a great weekend and talk to you soon. Catch you later. Bye.